Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So, topic here we are going to discuss it is the physical and chemical properties of sulfuric acid H2SO4. So, when we start about the properties of the sulfuric acid, before that, here I'm going to write its formula, which is H2SO4. It is basically an acid and it is prepared by the specific process which is called as the contact process. On the other hand, the sulfuric acid, it is known as the king of all acids due to its some specific properties that are physical as well as chemical. So let's start its some physical properties. The number one physical property for the sulfuric acid here we have is it is when it present in its pure state, it is colorless, oily liquid without an odor. It means it do not have any type of odor or any type of smell when it is present, and it is basically an oily liquid in its pure state. Then when we talk about its specific gravity, which is 1.834 at the temperature is 18 degrees Celsius, we can also talk about its room temperature, which is almost 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius at standard temperature and pressure, which is called as at STP. Then it freezes at 10.5 degrees Celsius, which is the freezing point less than that of water, because the water it freezes at 0 degrees Celsius as compared to sulfuric acid it freezes at 10.5 degrees Celsius. The boiling point for the sulfuric acid is 338 degrees Celsius, which is more than water or which is higher than water. If we talk about the water here, its boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius and the freezing point for water we have it is 0 degrees Celsius. But on the other hand, the sulfuric acid H2SO4 it boils at 338 degrees Celsius and freezes is 10.5 degree Celsius. So it is less than or it is greater than. The other physical properties of sulfuric acid is it dissolves in water by liberating a lot of heat which raises the temperature of the mixture up to 120 degrees Celsius. It's mean when the sulfuric acid it is going to react with the water, then it is an exothermic process. The exothermic process is one in which the heat is being released or evolved. So sulfuric acid should always be poured in the water in a thin steam to avoid any accident. On the other hand, the sixth one property is the pure acid is basically a non-conductor of electricity, but when we just add a little water in it, it makes a good conductor. So by the addition of water, it is converted from non-conductor to a conductor. Then its next physical property is it is extremely corrosive to skin and causes very serious burns to all the tissues. So when the sulfuric acid is just fall upon the skin or it just come in contact with the skin, it is really corrosive. So we must avoid its use or must handle it with a proper care. After the physical properties, here are its some chemical properties that how do it give specific types of reactions. The first one reaction is it is stable at ordinary temperature. That ordinary temperature is 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. But on strong heating, it dissociated into sulfur trioxide and water. Here we have SO3 and H2O. Then its second property is it is a strong acid. So when you have its aqueous solution, it completely ionizes to give the hydrogen and hydrogen sulfate and the sulfate ions. So it's dissociation like in the two steps. Here we have sulfuric acid H2SO4, its aqueous solution. Water is present, the liquid state is dissociated into the hydronium ion H3O positive and hydrogen sulfate HSO4 minus 1. And then HSO4 minus 1, it is present in the water, it gives the sulfate ion which is SO4 minus 2 and hydronium ion H3O positive. Here H3O positive, its name is hydronium ion, and this is sulfate ion. Then these two physical properties, its reactions as an acid. That how do it react when it acts like an acid? It can react with the alkalis. Alkalis are basically the bases. This is a sodium hydroxide. It produces sodium sulfate, which is NaHSO4. This is sodium biosulfate, the production of the water. And then this sodium biosulfate, when it reacts with this sulfuric, this alkali or the base, which is sodium hydroxide, it produces sodium sulfate and the water molecule. Then third, or the second reaction for as an acid with the carbonates and the hydrogen carbonates, which are called as bicarbonates. Here we have sodium carbonate. When it come in contact with the sulfuric acid, it produces sodium sulfate, water, and the production of carbon dioxide gas, which is CO2. When it reacts with the hydrogen carbonates or bicarbonates, then it produces its sulfates, water, and the carbon dioxide gas. On the other hand, here we have its other reactions as an acid. When it reacts with the salts as an acid in its concentrated form, in the presence of strong heat, then it produces its sulfates and hydrochloric acid in the gaseous form. When it reacts with the nitrates, potassium nitrate, metallic nitrates, reaction with the sulfuric acid, it produces its hydrogen sulfates as well as the nitric acid. So two acids are being produced in this chemical reaction or in this chemical process. When it come in contact with the metals, so cold dilute acid, it reacts with almost all the metals. Here we have the metal iron and we have the metal zinc. On reacting with the sulfuric acid, it produces its sulfates and the hydrogen gas, and when it reacts with the zinc, it produces its zinc sulfate as well as the hydrogen gas. So this was all about today's lecture. I hope you guys understand. And if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section and I will get back to you guys soon. For that time, you guys keep learning and have a good day. And the next topic that we will discuss is the remaining reactions of the sulfuric acid. So you guys keep learning and have a good day.